Hi guys, it's Darlene from Couture. We're going to make our little quilt block pattern today, and we're going to do the quilt blocks, and on a couple of them we're going to put a pattern, so we're going to make it look like the fabric has pattern. So I think we're going to use these two on here and do solid here. I'm going to set that to the side and show you what I've done here. I have a piece of wood. This is 1/4 inch Baltic birch plywood. You can see it's fairly thin. And I've base coated it with acrylic craft paint. Just put a very thin coat on there. I use light buttermilk. This is Americana. You can get this at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, those type of stores. So I just put that on there and I sanded it, and now I'm going to put a little bit of coat of wax on there. You don't need too much, you just want a little thin coat of wax. This will do the whole entire board. And then we're going to wipe off. I like to use Howard's Premium Paste Wax. So you're going to wipe this on here and then you're going to wipe it off. You're just putting a little coat of protection in between the transfer and your painted surface, so that it doesn't pull up the paint when you peel up your transfer. So we're just spreading that, and then gonna wipe, and then I'm gonna take a paper towel and wipe even more. So I have a water bath ready, a water bath. Let me say that better than that. It is Friday. We have a water bath ready for my transfer to go into, and what I did was I actually filled the whole sink because it's a large transfer. So you could cut this down into squares, but I want it to be exactly laid out like this, so I didn't want to have it move on me and have to figure out where each one starts. So if you're just doing one square, you could cut this down, but I don't need to do that. And I am going to fold my corners under. I like to do that so it's easier to pull them up from my surface after I put it down on there. And these are silkscreen transfers. They're similar to a stencil, but they have a fabric in them. And this one is very large. So to do a large transfer, you're going to do half of it at once. And we're going to fuzz this transfer with the towel. This is our fuzzing towel, so I'm going to lay it on top of there and then pull it up because this has not been used before. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to fuzz it so that there's not too much sticky on there. You want just the right amount, and if it's brand new, sometimes there's too much stickiness and you don't want it to peel up your chalk paste or your paint. Am I tired? I might be. Sorry guys. Oh my goodness, it's the end of the day for me. It is actually 11 o'clock at night, and I decided I wanted to go ahead and do this. I've been waiting to do it, and it just seemed like the right time. So I'm peeling this up a half of the transfer at a time. Gonna put this down onto the surface, pull up my towel. Gonna do the other side. You could just use a large towel. That would probably actually work better. This fuzzing towel is not quite big enough for this. Gonna set that to the side. And now what I'm gonna do is I am going to peel the backer off of the transfers. So I'm gonna lay this down onto my thing, and I'm just going to pull the backer sheet off. So the backer sheet has a shiny side and it has a matte side. So on the matte side, either write the name of the transfer or put an X so you know not to put your transfer back onto the wrong side. So we're just going to line this up and try to get this really even on here. And we're going to make decisions on which ones are going to be solid and which ones are going to be a pattern. We want to have this as even as possible. This is 18 inches by 18 inches. So I cut my board exactly the same, and that way I can try to get this exactly even, and it should be perfect for me. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is you're gonna push it down. You wanna get all of your air bubbles out so that when we use the chalk paste on here, it's not gonna create an air bubble. All right. So we wanna get our background color first, and I can see there's a little bit of a fuzzy right there. So if you see that, go ahead and just get that off of the transfer. Then press your transfer down again. You want it to adhere really tightly to your surface so it doesn't move. You want to make sure there's no air bubbles. I can feel it moving, so I'm going to continue to do this and get any air bubbles out so it doesn't move while I'm doing the chalk paste. It's a large transfer, so there's a tendency for there to be air bubbles. Okay, so I'm just making sure. All right. Okay, perfect. So now we're good. My colors that I'm going to use, I want to do this, a solid color, a solid blue, and then I'll do the underneath. I think I'm going to do, I like this. I actually like the polka dot, but I think it's too much. I'm not sure. I'm debating, but I want my background color to be my Couture teal. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there, and I'm going to work it really quickly. I have my 4-inch handled squeegee here. I have my chalk paste. I have all of these already stirred up. So this one is Couture teal, and you want it to be the color, or you want it to be the color, of course. Sorry, my goodness. You want it to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. So I have my colors here that are going to coordinate. So I have my Couture teal, and I have peacock, and I have bumblebee, and I have buttermilk. I have which one is this? Raspberry sorbet, and I have grape soda. So raspberry sorbet, grape soda, the Couture teal, and peacock, buttermilk, and my bumblebee. So the bumblebee will be the flowers. The buttermilk will be the background color. I think that's going to be okay. I think it's enough of a contrast. I hope. We'll see. We will see. Maybe I should do it the opposite and do, trying to decide. No, I think that's going to be okay. Trying to make sure it's going to be a good contrast for there. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do these two, and we're going to pull it up. I'm going to work it quickly with my 4-inch handled squeegee. So we're going to do this part first. Okay, this is going to go back into my jar. I heard it move. I hope it didn't do anything, but you can hear it. You can hear the bubble when it moves. Okay, this is going to be my raspberry sorbet. So I want to work quickly. I'm going to set that to the side. We don't want our chalk paste to dry on the transfer, so you're working quickly. I'm going to put the excess back into the jar. Okay, and then we're going to peel this up. Put my squeegee to the side. I'm going to peel this up. That looks really awesome, but we have some bleeding over there, so we'll have to fix that. So we will lay this back down for now. We're going to have to clean this anyways because we have to put this back down on here. So I'm going to show you how to do all that. I did hear that move, so that's why it's so important to have this down really tightly on here. Okay, this is the grape soda over here. So I'm just trying to pull down instead of across, but you know, sometimes you got to do that and get that filled in. Trying to work it quickly, get the excess back into my jar. Okay. All right, and then this is going to be buttermilk. I feel like there's something, like it's dragging. Maybe it's because it has something in it. It's not completely smooth. There's some little bumps in it. So we are going to go ahead and get this smoothed out, and then we're going to pull our transfer. Okay. And then I'll have to wash it because we have to be able to put, and look at, I got some of the purple in there. Do not put that back into the jar. Goes onto a paper towel. Actually, I think it's from before, which is really weird. So I think it's from what my last color wasn't all the way cleaned off of my transfer. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. It's starting to dry. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to the side for just a second. Okay. All right, I want to clean this up before we move on with that. So the easy way to do that is to take your Q-tip, and we did wax this, so we're good with that. I'm going to spray my Q-tip with water. So this is wet. I'm going to touch that up. See how easy that is to fix that? So it's just that easy. It's water-based, so it's really easy cleanup. Everything else looks good. There's a little oopsie right there. But see how easy it is? If you have a mistake on it, it's super easy. No problemo. All right, so now we're gonna dry this. So we'll dry it and we'll set it to the side. Okay, but we need to use our transfer again. So I'm going to set this to the side while we clean that. So this could be a big chore because it's big. But that's okay. So I could put this into the water bath and I could clean it that way, or you could use a Clorox wipe and just wipe it and get it clean. And we will use it on our, I'm going to do the pattern. So we're going to do a pattern. Okay, we're going to use a couple of these. Because we just need to get, the yellow, and we need to get the blue area clean so that we can line this back up and we can do our pattern on them. We can do the flower and we can do the little crosshatch type thing on there. So I'm just getting that off. I'm going to flip this over and we will clean the back. So we're just going to do those two areas. Going to wipe underneath. Let's get this cleaned up. Messy, messy, messy. This is not necessarily the right thing to be videoing and showing you guys. This is one of those projects that probably I should have just done, but I want you to see how it's done. It's not that big of a deal. I could wash this in the sink, but then you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to wipe the back side. And right now we just need the yellow and the blue area clean so we can lay down our pattern. That's our goal, is to just be able to lay that pattern down. And then we'll chalk in between. We'll have it layered. So you'll understand in a minute what I'm trying to do. But first we got to get this cleaned and dry so we can lay it on there and get it lined back up. Okay. So we're going to clean this again. Clean, clean, clean. It'll be worth it, guys. I promise. Hang in there with me. Oh, did you see that? Because that could have been a disaster. Everyone knows how I am with messes. That is like my middle name is Darlene Marie Messy Brown. Honestly. Oh my goodness. This late night crafting. Okay, one more time. So we are going to wipe this so that it'll be ready to use. Okay. And then this will go into the water bath afterwards. All right. Trying to get this so it's dry enough to use. I'm gonna hold it. All right. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. So, what I need to do is I need to grab our board. Okay. I'm going to take the rag that we use, that we put wax on. I'm going to wipe these so that doesn't stick. So I'm just wiping it. Okay. Remember these, guys? So this is going to be our flowers right here. This is going to be our little dots right there. You know what? I think we'll just go for this. We're just going to do it. All right. So we need to fuzz these guys. This will be interesting. So we will see. I haven't done this before, so I've watched. Actually, I did the plaid at Christmas time on the Santa's hat. I'm going to fuzz this twice because it seems very sticky. And I don't want it to take off that chalk paste. Maybe we'll do it a couple more times. Don't want it to peel up the chalk paste that we just put down. We want that to stay. We want that to be nice. Okay, so let's set that to this side. This is going to get lined up right here. So it's going to line up and it's going to cover all of those little dots. Okay, that's all we're doing, because we want to put a dot pattern on there. So we need to fuzz this one also. So this will be, we'll just do this a couple of times. This will be our bumblebee. We'll be doing bumblebee with this one. We'll be doing peacock with the other one. And we're just leaving these the color that they are. All right. Okay, so let's line this up so that it's completely covering this. Okay, so if we did this now, it would do that whole block. What we have to do is we have to put our transfer, we have to put this on here and line it back up. So we're going to line this back up, because you're only going to do the area that we had already done with our solid color. So we're trying to get this lined up perfectly, as close as we can. Trying to get it as close as we can. This one actually looks really good. So I'm going to call this one good. And this one is close. I'm going to not worry about it. We're going to just do it. It's going to be a little bit off. Okay, so this is going to be bumblebee, this is going to be peacock, and we're just going to do this quickly, and then we'll put this into our water bath. So I'm going to spread this on here, and it will only go down through those little holes. So it's only going to make dots. All right, what I want to do is I want to use this, but I need to clean it. So I'm going to wipe it with my squeegee. And we're going to get that clean. I'm going to put it over my trash can, because there's big chunks of it. I only have 4 of these guys. Usually I don't need them all. Okay, so that's clean. Let me get a paper towel here. We'll wipe it dry. We gotta hurry because that chalk paste is drying. So we're gonna hurry and we're gonna get this in here. This is gonna go down through those little circular holes. Gonna make polka dots. We hope. We hope it's making polka dots. We'll see. Our goal is that we have polka dots. So let me pull that up and see. And we do, we have polka dots. They're a little bit off, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay. We can clean that up. So I'm just gonna peel this up. That's really cute. I'm glad I went with the polka dots. Okay, so now we're gonna do this, but here, let me go ahead and clean this off. We'll use a wipe and get all of that off. And then we'll put down our chalk paste. It's getting loose. There's little screws here. If you have a problem with that, just tighten it up. You can remove this. So some people take this out and they like to use it by itself. I don't. I like it to be in here. So I'm just going to clean that. I'm going to dry it. And then we're going to do our bumblebee, and that will do the flowers. So that's going to be really super cute. It's going to be different. This will be fun for a quilter's wall. And you could put a saying across here. I was thinking something like, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit all the quilts." Does that make sense? Or all the fabric. Peacemakers, like they piece stuff together. Instead of peacemakers like a police officer or a person that keeps the peace in the family. All right. Are you ready to see this? I'm anxious to see this one because I haven't seen the flowers in person. So let's see what we got. I hope it looks good. Oh, super cute. Look at that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to peel this off. I'm going to take these apart and I'm going to put them. So I'm just going to pull this right off of here. This will come right off and I'm going to put it into my water bath. Okay, all right, got that done. Okay, so this is kind of a subtle pattern. I don't know if you can see it. You can see it from in person, you can see it, but it's maybe not for you guys. But this is really cute. I'm going to go and I'm going to clean up the little areas that are out. But that's easy because remember it's water soluble. So, and we waxed it, so that will be able to be cleaned right up. And I'll clean up all my tools and we'll be done. Thank you for joining me. If you want to know more about Chalkin Couture, just put a message down below and I will get back with you. Have a great day.